Yeah.
He did. Like, we have been going to every day, there's something going on.
I'll tell you. Saturday, I was out doing yard work 3 different times.
What's up, guys?
I bent over to one time to do some of that. I'm busy. This is like when you die, I think.
Yeah, I started about 4:09 back in the field, and track. I was trying to get as close as I could to the creeks because guys cut for hay. And got off because there was two big limbs that bumped down over the bridges. So I'm moving this thing, and I wasn't doing it to anybody else. I mean, they by the time I moved them, so
Yeah.
about 10 o'clock in the morning, it was, you know, like.
I went from shirt to shorts, everything was wet. I went through 3 shirts. 3?
Yeah. I'll be the branch manager.
And one was just a walk with Lisa. We did about 3.5 miles. And we did it early, so we didn't get in the heat.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah. I got a happy bucket.
But Lisa's put in a couple trees, which
Yeah.
makes it harder for me to mow and harder for me to weed eat, but I lost that.
Pick your battles, buddy.
I just lose. There's no battles. My sons do that. I'm really proud.
We may not have great quantity today, but we certainly have great quality.
That's
All
right.
right.
That's right.
He was not looking.
Rain, whatever, it is not as large of a group that we normally are. Or 2 visitors. If we could bow our heads and say a little prayer, let's get started. Lord, we appreciate this day, the blessing of being able to serve you and to serve Rotary. We ask these blessings on this group present, on Rotary. Help us to do good works in our area. We also send up a special prayer for Wayne Harkey, who is not doing so well with his dementia. So we pray for him, and Connie, his caretaker. We ask your blessing on this food that we have received, and blessing on this when we gather. Amen.
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 Jim is going to do the back already. Okay. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will we test to the things we think, say, and do? First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it merit of all concern?
third,
Will it be good to build better friendships?
fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Jim, while you're up, any updates on team 2?
Team 2 right now, we're still in the sunrise and hope phase. We're looking for donations as we kick off this new school year, hoping to end to county child homelessness. We're also collecting bourbon for our golf out. The expectation is you can either give me a couple dollars to buy it for you, or you can bring in the bottle just like Mark had. And we're going to auction those off at the golf outing. So see me if you need any help with the bourbon. Great. You're drinking it.
Sean,
Yes.
we have a visitor, and the only thing I know, he might be like Elvis. All I know is his first name is John. John, can you stand up and tell us what you do? Welcome to the Florence Rotary.
Thank you. Yeah, John Nugent, like Ted Nugent.
Oh, there you go.
Brother, right?
Also know, showing my age there. Just telling everybody, I just moved to the area kind of about 6 months ago. I work for Chase Bank. Triple Crown will open a new branch. I'm waiting for that to build, and that'll be mine. So was involved with Rotary in Jacksonville, Florida. Moved up here because I have 3 grown daughters, and excited to be here.
Great. Tell Ted we said that. He is from Michigan. Yeah, Michigan, Ted, dude, found.
Reds are rocking and rolling, 4 in a row, a lot of happiness in town, everybody's excited. We got, I know some of us want to buy a bat and get another person here. And Suarez has been some of the talk there. We've had Gino, but we right now we're winning and the Dodgers are in town. This is one of the most unusual times of the year. Oftentimes I see one of our Rotarians, Monty Taylor's dad, wearing Dodgers gear and Dennis McAvoy's Reds seat. And that juxtaposition is still hard to get through. It just shows the kindness of Dennis McAvoy. But I taught my kid to give the Dodgers the raspberries when they were 2 years old. We worked through all of that. Things are going well and look forward to this week. I get to go to Wednesday's game when Shohei Ohtani pitches. So it'll be really serious. And if not, I've asked Ice to look into if he's even really.
Oh, jeez. God. God.
All right, take care.
I just added that, Mark. So team number, I'll talk for Michelle since she's not here. Team number 4 is, they're doing a social meeting tomorrow night at 859 Tap Room. And if anybody who is either on team 4 or is not on team and would like to join team 4, come join us for Taco Tuesday. They're only $3 tacos.
5 o'clock, right?
5 o'clock.
Where's 859?
It's,
B-dubs.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So we're right at B-dubs.
yes. And they're, you know, I know Mandy and Jeff Kaplan, who are the owners of it, fantastic food, great community people.
That's a great place, and they also hire individuals with disabilities. Do things there, take care of things, so.
And it's also,
Those guys are rock and roll, they got 9,000 beers and other
Yeah.
things, and their food's fantastic.
and it's also trivia night at 7, and my kids will be joining me. So if anybody wants to stay for trivia, well, I'll be there for trivia at 7.
We're still looking for people for a single year term to replace someone that is no longer on, and then we have one person needing for a 3-year term. And then Julie needs for the foundation 3.
And I just got a new one with Miss Casey Ashcraft.
We need 2 new members for the foundation. So
Right.
please consider it. If not, as Julia said, we're going to start having you on the phone. Also, as we, as I stated, the last meeting, starting first meeting in August, we'll be a surcharge credit card, so that's 50 cents, I think, Tiffany. So it'll be $13.50 if you use check or cash, it stays at the $13. We're just trying to cover our costs. Other opportunities, we have fishing, various fall things, coming up on August 9th. Where are they? October 11th, there's, I know Matt and I are going to go to that, Rotary Leadership Institute down in Lexington. And then, of course, one of our major fundraisers is, the golf outing, which is, October 3rd. That helps our student scholarships and the Sunrise of Hope initiative.
Then the very next day, October 4th, we've got a river cleanup. So that's gonna be Cincinnati Rotary Club and then Covington, Kenton County and us. We are gonna be down at the Petersburg dock in downtown Petersburg, cleaning up down there. But it's kind of a Rotary project, I think, that really goes all the way up to Pittsburgh. But it's organized by Orsenko, the same folks that help us with the fishing outing.
And going back to our golf outing, we have 2 major fundraisers that in the clay shoot. As in the clay shoot, need sponsorships. So having golfers there, and a lot of them is wonderful, but having more sponsors is even more important, because that's how we generate the funds for our scholarships to the kids and the Sunrise of Hope, which, as Jim said, is our goal to help with the homelessness of children in the county. Don't forget to register your volunteer hours. I have them written down. I promise, Julie. I just posted. Yeah.
I'm gonna start eyeing some people because I know people are doing things and I don't see them in there, so.
Citizens of the Year, get those nominations in because it's due Friday.
Mhm.
And then the celebration that leads.
And that's, I've seen 2 come in so far.
And going back to the golf guy now. Julie posted that picture of 4 handsome men. We got district governor in there. We got David Wolfer in there, got me in there, and then Brad Scheid, former president as well. So as you can see, bring urban, which we have talked about. Had a great time with the y'alls.
Thank you, Dave.
We had a few folks from the our group and Kenton County group. And as you can see, the mayor of Florence also joined us. It was a good outing, had a good time. Thank you for setting that up. This is just for me. On the right, that's Fred. Fred is a institution on the golf course in Paris Island. I had a recent visit to my son down in Paris Island, played golf there, and met Fred. Each time I've been down there, I've met Fred. So I felt looking forward to buy a Fred hat. It's an American flag from you. Got the Eagle Globe and anchor in there, hoorah. And the stripes are actually Fred.
Oh,
So
That's very
I'll say that there's Fred.
don't end up like Chubbs from Happy Gilmore now.
Then on the left, I had that in there because the guy in the front is my nephew, Andrew. And that's him showing a number 1 because on part 3, he had a hole 1 and I actually was.
Wow.
Nice.
He didn't even see it, just said it. My gosh, I think it is. The reason I told this because I'm selfish, it's my nephew, but he's also the music director at St. Tim's. So I know there's at least 6 members of our group that go to St. Tim's. And then hidden in the background is his father, my brother-in-law, Steve Mason, who is the music director at St. Paul's.
Oh.
I know there's several people here that are also there. So there's our connection.
There we go. Fun.
School supplies last day, it looks like we had some nice
Yeah.
coming in to be delivered. Julie sent me an email about this and she's very excited about it. It's a webinar on membership and membership is really a responsibility of everyone in the room trying to grow our group. So did you get an opportunity on August 12th, my mother's 90th birthday, feel free to join up. And this is about the fishing out in the woods. Just a couple words on that part.
We obviously see the date and the time. It's a new location that we've never fished at. They have a lake that's stocked. And so he had an outing down there, I don't know, a month or so ago, and he said they caught a lot of fish and had a good time. So anyway, so a couple of groups from the Children's Home in Northern Kentucky. There are 2 campuses, one in Covington and one out in Burlington. And should be a good time. The VFW people are going to supply hot dogs and we're going to give chips and drinks and so on and so forth. And so hopefully the weather will hold up and we'll have a good time. We usually do. I know he's been involved with that before. And I think he had a good time.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch the kids have fun. And so you kind of pick up on that and it's always a good thing to, you know, talk to kids and tell them what you do and so on and so forth and just be like, you know, promote, you know, what we do here. And so anyway, that's about it, really. We'll have rods and reels, so you don't have to worry about that.
Very good. Thank you, Paul. Well, Greg being the district governor, we're gonna have to assist in any way that we can when we call next call of time for a meeting, which will be up here. He's already got the place picked out, and with that, we also have, is there any other announcements? And I know Greg has helped us. So please come on up here, Greg, and tell us what you got.
Bueller?
One of the benefits of being district governor is you can interrupt anybody's club meeting anytime you want. I I joined this club in 2002. And at the time, we had a rotary bell.
Oh,
And at some
man.
point,
Wow.
the top got busted off.
Oh,
Wow.
And so, one of our other members took it to his hardware store and magically connected it back. And that lasted a while. And then that top got knocked off.
oh,
And then somewhere along the line, the whole bell just disappeared. And we've been playing with this little dinky bell for some time. And I decided that it was time our club had a bell. It says Rotary Club of Florence, chartered 1944.
nice.
Anybody know the story of the Rotary Bell? No. It was 1912. Rotary was looking for members. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
And they designed a membership contest. And the losing clubs would buy the winning club a gift. New York was declared the winner, and the other clubs bought them a bell to signify, and it was placed on a piece of wood that came from the HMLS Victory, Admiral Nelson's ship at the Battle of Trafalgar. And it was intended to be that the bell would represent the order and discipline of a naval ship. So traditionally, it's rung at the beginning of a Rotary meeting to say, pay attention, we're going to start. And then precisely 1 hour later, it's rung again to say, go be a good Rotarian. And this club needs a bell. So this is my gift to the club.
Aw.
Thank you. Because I appreciate everything you've done for me. And then this next thing is long overdue. Mark Willoughby became a member of the Paul Harris Society 11, 12 years ago, something like that. And what that means is that he has made a commitment to give $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation every year. Well, when you get to 10,000, which happened a couple of years ago, you become a member of the major donors of the Paul Harris Society.
Wow.
And Mark did that, never missed a year. But he never got the recognition he was supposed to get. One of the other benefits of being district governor is that when I call Chicago, they say, yes, sir, what can we do? And I said, well, we got this problem. Mark never got his doodads. And they came. So there's a nice little crystal desk ornament.
Those are, do that.
And you now have your major donor pin. Well, thank you, Greg. Little diamond there. And then when you get to 20,000, 30,000, they'll add another. Thank you for your commitment to the foundation. I do appreciate it. I appreciate that. Anybody that would like to talk to Mark about becoming a member of the Paul Harris Society, he'd be glad to tell you.
It's a great thing. Very good.
Careful with that bell, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. We got birthdays, they're not here, but Carrie and Monte, and we have Jeff and Dwayne is their anniversaries this month. Any happy dollars? Ian?
I got a happy dollar and an unhappy dollar. I got a new driver in my house and I got the insurance bill.
You got a happy dollar.
I have a happy dollar because my oldest daughter Samantha got married over the weekend.
Aw.
We won't have to marry, but I don't have to walk him down the aisle, so I'm good.
There you go.
I have a happy dollar.
All right.
Back it up.
Yep.
I haven't been here for probably close to a month because me along with about 300 other kids from across the state of Kentucky were playing music in Europe. By nomination only that they're allowed to go over there, and we had a fantastic trip, 16 days in Europe, and now we're back.
Wow,
Nice.
great
Excellent.
job.
I don't want to cases by you were talking. Now let's.
Right into that. So I'm introducing today's speaker, Elizabeth Dreyer. She is a certified financial planner and also a certified divorce financial analyst. I've never heard of that before. She is part of Morgan Stanley. She actually just recently moved here, the Burlington area from Cincinnati. You're part of the Cincinnati Rotary as well. Perfect. She is here to talk to us about the Northern Kentucky Second Saturday. Basically, what that is she has a collection of people such as yourself that assist with workshops to help people going through divorce, dealing with the legal, financial, and emotional aspects of that. She'll talk to you about that. Additionally, she serves on the board of Companions on a Journey, which is a grief support group, which is wonderful. Please welcome me in joining.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Thank you to Casey, Karen Lee, and Julie for making it all happen. I appreciate it. As Casey mentioned, I'm Elizabeth Dreyer. I'm a certified financial planner and certified divorce financial analyst at Morgan Stanley. I'm also a CPA. I began my career at KPMG auditing the financial statements of public and private manufacturing and retail companies. And after 10 years in accounting and finance, I spent 2 years in nursing home administration, guiding families through the long-term care process. And from there, I made the decision to get back into finance. And in 2018, I joined Morgan Stanley as a financial advisor. I now work on a team, and we're called the Feder Group. I'm one of 3 advisors on our team. And then I made the decision to specialize in serving individuals going through a divorce in 2019, when I got certified as a certified divorce financial analyst. And I took the introduction to collaborative training as well. I have a strong desire to help those that are dealing with the challenge of navigating grief and loss, all while trying to paint a new financial picture alone. On the personal side, I'm part of a blended family, as my husband and I met after we both went through our own divorce. I'm now happily remarried, and we have 3 children. We have a 5-year-old together, and then I have a 19-year-old stepson and 21-year-old stepdaughter. So we are all over the place. And we just recently moved to Burlington, Kentucky from Mainville, Ohio. With that move came the opportunity to apply for and then start a second Saturday divorce education workshop. So now at this point, you might be thinking, no, not another financial planner. But don't worry, I'm not going to take up the full 25 to 30 minutes. I hope to give you back some time in your day to day. What I do hope you take away is more clarity on how second Saturday divorce education workshops help individuals going through divorce, and how CDFAs, Certified Divorce Financial Analysts, help individuals one-on-one throughout the divorce process. So as a certified divorce financial analyst at Morgan Stanley, everything starts with education. I have quite a few individuals, usually women, reach out to me from either finding me on Google or LinkedIn or finding my website, and then call me because they have absolutely no idea on how the divorce process is going to work. And typically, if they haven't connected with an attorney or a mental health counselor yet, I will give them names of people to reach out to, as I 100% believe in working with a team of professionals will help them get the best result possible. And that's actually a big reason why I wanted to start a second Saturday workshop here in Kentucky. As I believe having the right professionals on your side during one of the most challenging times in your lives can make all the difference. And in my role, I'm often connecting individuals with the right professionals and resources they need. Being a second Saturday leader has allowed me to vet the professionals I'm referring so that I can confidently refer people that come to me that need their professional services. In the beginning of a client's divorce process, a certified divorce financial analyst can be utilized to help clients gather their financial documents, build their budget, and get all the prep work done before they meet with an attorney or a mediator. So they're prepared and they understand what they're going to be asking for and be able to provide the information in a timely way. A lot of times I find there is one spouse that really wasn't handling the money. And that spouse needs the most guidance and just getting an understanding of their spending, what their assets and their debts are, and what their income situation is. So there's a lot of education up front that's needed in those cases, and we can help with that. And then throughout the divorce process, I recommend everyone go through a financial plan. And the valuable part of that is not really the piece of paper or the PDF they get at the end. It's really about going through the planning process together and the client seeing how different scenarios change the success of their plan. By going through this process, before they decide on any kind of asset and liability division, they will be able to see the short-term and long-term impact of each decision. They can gain peace of mind, knowing they're still on track, or at least there is a path to reach their financial goals after divorce. So it may not surprise you when people are doing their budget, they often underestimate their expenses. A lot of times it's the discretionary expenses that can be 3 times the amount they thought they would be, particularly if kids are involved. So combing through those expenses, knowing what their goals are, and making sure everything is considered in the financial planning is key. Other areas our financial planning process can assist with include equity compensation analysis, tax planning, Roth conversion analysis, Social Security benefits and the timing of when to turn that on, and analyzing the impact of liquidity events around the sale of a home, a business, or other properties. So now that we've covered the CDFA side of things, I'd like to present Second Saturday. And you'll find I'm not really going off my slides. I usually plan to just not have them in case there's.
I just correctly change the page after.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So Second Saturday, Northern Kentucky is a monthly divorce education workshop for women dealing with the uncertainty, fear, and stresses of divorce. And now let's share a video that really talks about how Second Saturday came about. And I apologize in advance, this video is old. The founders of Second Saturday are in it and they're still very involved. So I think that's the reason it hasn't been updated, but still gives you a good idea.
Women's financial situation often diminishes by as much as 27% after a divorce, and men's, in fact, can increase by as much as 10%. So hearing that information, Janita and I said, what can we do to make a difference? And we decided that creating a program to help women understand what the process of divorce was and understand how assets should be divided in divorce and tax consequences of it and what the legal ramifications of it and what psychologically they may be going through, and to create resources for them we thought would be beneficial. It's going to be a full workshop, 4.5 hours of information.
Second Saturday is a program that we devised 24 years ago to teach women about divorce, the emotional, the financial, and the legal aspects of divorce. Divorce is the biggest single transaction of your entire life. It's a time that you rearrange everything. You built it up piecemeal, and now you are making decisions regarding the whole thing. And that's bigger than anything you will ever deal with. Unfortunately, when we have to deal with that, we're feeling the least empowered that we ever have been. We're having to make decisions about the future when we're feeling very uncertain about the present. And that can be very daunting. That's why a program like Second Saturday and the work that Candace and I do at the community is so important.
Wife.org isn't just about women going through divorce. It's about women at any stage of their lives becoming more financially responsible and involved in the decisions. Because frankly, no matter how great the marriage is, all marriages end either in death or divorce. And 70% of the time we're left alone as widows, and 10% of women choose not to marry. So we wanted to become advocates, really a wife for women as they learn about finances. That was the impetus of the program.
And women are always going through transition. There's the transition of having children, of educating children, of sending children off to school, going to work, working part-time. divorce, retirement, widowhood, it's all a transition, and that's the things that we help women deal with. We've talked about the legal aspects of divorce. We've talked about the emotional aspects of divorce. Now it's time to talk about the money. Money makes us feel secure. We get a lot of response from people. They fill out evaluations and they say on the evaluations, I was so scared coming in, but now I feel like I can do this. I feel like I'm not alone. I feel like I've got help out there. I feel like anything's possible.
I think for so many women, it's helpful to be in a community and understand that there is help out there and there are other people going through the same thing you're going through.
All right, so Second Saturday Northern Kentucky is a local version of a national program that was started in 1989 by Janita Wall and Candace Barr, who were just both featured in that video. One of them was a CPA, the other was an investment manager, and they began working together professionally in San Diego as they found a shared interest in helping women understand more about money. They created the Women's Institute for Financial Education, also known as wife.org, which they mentioned, because they wanted a nonprofit, non-biased way to teach women about money. And from there, they found out that the biggest financial transaction women can face is divorce. So divorce can be the biggest single financial transaction a woman can go through. And because of that, you need to go through it in a logical, rational way. Of course, during divorce, you're nothing like logical or rational. So they sought out to answer the question, how do we educate women on what divorce is? Because if you're contemplating divorce or in the earliest stages, it's the best time to figure out what you need to know. And from these two women, the Second Saturday workshop was born. So they began the Second Saturday program over 35 years ago in San Diego. I'm excited to be leading the program now in Northern Kentucky. Second Saturday is being delivered over 100 workshops across 30 states. And each workshop is run a little differently based on the preferences of the local leadership team. But there's a basic foundation we all follow in order to bring the most important information to attendees. In our workshops, which are being held online and in person or both, we cover three major areas of divorce. We go over the legal aspects. We typically have an attorney or a mediator or both, and they speak about the legal side of divorce. Can you divorce yourself? How does divorce work? What is a litigated divorce versus a collaborative divorce versus mediation? How do you decide the best option? And what are the processes you go through? And how much does it cost? We go over the financial. As a CDFA, I'm running this part of the program, answering questions about what happens if we stay in the house. Can we divide the house? Should I sell the house? What about pension plans, 401ks, and Social Security? And then we have a therapist or a divorce coach talk about family and how to go through a divorce in a reasonable, comfortable way to make sure your children are okay. In our local workshop, we've been able to feature different family law attorneys each month, including Virginia Riggs with Marvin Law and Associates, Tanya Van Geschoten with Sure Law, Courtney Sir with Strauss Troy, and then coming up in August, we will have Chrissy Dunn Dutton with BHMK Law. Our marriage and family therapist, Stephanie McElhaney with Mac Counseling, will be presenting in August, and we'll be speaking about the emotional side of divorce. And Corey Yeldon with Fairway Independent Mortgage will be speaking on what women need to know about mortgages during and after divorce. We are currently holding our Northern Kentucky workshop on Zoom on the second Saturday of each month. Our typical workshop lasts about an hour and a half, not 4.5 hours like she mentioned. There's no way that would work, at least not for me. So as our program grows, we plan to meet in person as we believe the community aspect of the program is better for in an in-person meeting where we can share ideas and ask questions more freely. Our goal with Second Saturday is to give people the information they need in a compassionate and comfortable way where they can talk with other people and hear from the experts. Our goal is not to do the divorce for them, is to give them the resources that they need to have. And Second Saturday offers people, more than anything else, a really solid place to stand. Because people know what they're getting out of, but they don't really know what they're getting into. People are uncertain of what happens next, and we give them the information they need to start making decisions. We get the uncertainty as much as we can out of their lives, so they can take the steps forward, whatever steps those are. So before I move on for questions, I do have an ask and maybe some homework to give you all. On your table, there's a sample resources sheet in the middle of the table. Casey has it up. So this is an example from one of the leaders in Seattle. And she hands this out to every attendee who comes to her Second Saturday workshop. I would love to have a resources page like this for our Second Saturday workshop. And what it really is listing professionals that people going through divorce might need to reach out to. So if you know somebody that probably should be listed there locally, or if you yourself would want to be listed on that resources sheet, please reach out to me. Let's schedule a coffee or lunch. And because I do like to meet everyone before I list them as a connection and a resource. That would be great. I would love that. And then if you know a divorce professional, an attorney, a mediator, a marriage and family therapist, or a divorce coach that might be interested in participating in Second Saturday, I'd love an introduction as well. And if you know somebody that's going through divorce that might be interested in attending one of our workshops, please feel free to share the brochure, share my card, on our website. Great. So thank you so much. That is what I have prepared. If anybody has questions, I'll take them in. I know it's hard to talk about divorce, but yeah.
I am divorced. I had a couple of divorces, had 25 years, but two of my best buddies are going through the worst divorces. And it just seems like there's no end. It's very vengeful and it's just so ugly. And I think the only people that are coming out are the attorneys. How do you admit that? I mean, it's been going on and they just, I guess, there's,
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem like there's any end in sight for these guys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that happens way too often. Now there's a lot better options. I mean, there's mediation and collaborative divorces. They keep things out of the support system. Litigation is going to cost so much more money. Collaborative is expensive too, because you're paying for two attorneys, you're paying every time they meet. If they can get on the same page with their ex somehow and say, we're paying too much for this, or have a neutral there, really a neutral, either a therapist or a CBFA maybe, that can say, hey, we keep going down this path, this is what your money situation is going to look like. That could be an option if both parties are.
I think that both sides, there's one side that on each of these two abortions, they're just paying unreasonable. One has 4 daughters, and they should just split the expenses for these 4 kids, but the one just wants to take care of one, and the other one take care of 3. It's like, well, that's not really reasonable. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, people aren't reasonable during this. The other thing is, nobody's gonna win. Nobody's gonna feel good about it. That's the hard part. You're never gonna walk out feeling like, well, that worked out. And I think that's what I have to tell people a lot of times. Be prepared for the worst, so that hopefully pleasant surprise.
I think I have a friend that's going through a divorce and she was in education for a long time. And I think what you just said was, she was happy that the divorce happened. And now the aftermath of actually the spoils and whatever happens after that, she's not happy. So it's like, if you're teaching folks on the front end, it might be, I'm glad to hear you say what you did, because it doesn't always work out the way maybe the legal folks are suggesting it's gonna work out.
Right. Yeah, and I think, you know, in some cases, there are people that just want to get out and they take whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't realize, you know, a year, 5 years down the road, they're gonna wish they hadn't done it.
Right.
And I think when kids are involved, it just makes it so much more harder. When you realize you're only getting 50% of your kids, like that's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that's gonna make that feel better. But that's, you know, that's what's fair, and in Kentucky, they are supposed to assume that parents get 50-50. Or you have to prove otherwise why that wouldn't be the case, which is good. It's good for dads, since that hasn't always been the case. But parents have to be prepared for that. That's probably the hardest thing besides the money. So it's the money and the kids.
What time is your Zoom call?
9 a.m. Yeah, it's currently 9 a.m. We have it advertised on Eventbrite and Meetup. And for now, we might advertise in other places, but for now it's there. We have a Facebook group as well. But yeah, got it all on.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
We have been donating a book to the Queen County Library, to school, and it's in your name.
Oh, there's my parents. They're my parents.
Yeah. Next week, we meet here, and it'll be the American Red Cross. So, in the words of our dear friend Dad, aren't you glad you came?
There you go.